What's good, y'all? Red Sosa back in the building, and as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, today I am bringing y'all a very special Kobe Bryant build. Today it's going to be called the two-way mid-range shooter, but with this build, we're actually going to be able to maintain elite defense, get pro dribble moves, and on top of all that, we're going to be able to get slashing takeover, which is going to allow us to get contact dunks when we have our takeover activated. So honestly, that is why I say this reminds me of a Kobe build. So if y'all decided to click on today's video, thank y'all so much. I truly appreciate every one of y'all. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. To the Rich Gang family and any new supporters, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. That helps me out so much. But also go ahead and be sure to turn on post notifications and share this video with your family and friends, y'all. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. When it comes down to the making of this build for the position, you want to go ahead and put it under the point guard. Now, when it comes down to the pie chart, only one is going to be considered for this specific build. You want to go ahead and pick the one split right down the middle with the shooting as well as the defense. Now, let's go ahead and get into the physical profile. There's actually going to be two different options that y'all can go with. For my preference, I'm just going to say right now, if you want to go with the fastest speed, go ahead and pick the one right here with the 88 speed. But if you want to go with the most balanced one all around, go ahead and pick the fourth physical profile, and everything else that goes into the build is going to be the exact same thing, y'all. So let's go ahead and get right into it. When it comes down to the finishing side of the stats, we're going to go ahead and max out our close shot, driving layup, as well as our driving dunk. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and put that standing dunk to a 28 for 4 finishing badges, and that's going to be perfect right there. Now, let's go ahead and get into the shooting. As you can see, the mid-range shot's going to be an 83, three-point shot's going to be an 80, and then when it comes down to the free throw, go ahead and put this to where you get 16 badges, y'all. That's going to be a really nice setup so far. Now, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. As y'all can see, when it comes to the pass accuracy, max this out. When it comes down to the ball handle, do the exact same thing. And then when it comes to the post moves, go ahead and put this to a 35 for 11 playmaking badges, and that's going to be it right there. Now, let's go ahead and get into the last part for the defense. What we're going to go ahead and do right here, max out your perimeter defense, of course, and then do the exact same thing when it comes to our lateral quickness. I'm telling you, on the defensive side for this build, not going to be lacking anything. When it comes to that steal, max it out. Then when it comes to the defensive rebound, go ahead and put that to a 71. For these last couple of attributes, it really comes down to what you want to put them into. But I'm telling you right now, go ahead and put the rest into the block, and that's going to give us 20 defensive badges. And honestly, this setup is not bad at all. Super balanced, and on top of all that, you're still going to be able to get that slashing takeover, so keep that in mind, y'all. Now let's go ahead and get into the rest of the making for the build. When it comes down to the body shape, this is going to be completely up to y'all. But I'm telling you, if you want to take up the most space, go ahead and pick burly. Then, when it comes down to the height, if you want to go higher, go ahead and take a risk with doing that. I'm going to go with 6'3" for this build. Now, when it comes to the weight, depending on the physical profile that y'all picked, this is really going to take a hit on the physical stats. So, go ahead and make sure that as you are going from the lowest weight up a couple of ticks, that it does not affect your physical profile. So as long as you are comfortable with how your physicals look, everything's going to be just fine. Right here, as y'all can see, when it comes down to the wingspan, this has to be very specific. So go ahead and put it to an 82.2, and that's going to be perfect for this build. I'm telling you, 99 speed once you get that gym rat badge. Pretty much the same thing for our acceleration. And if you go ahead and make the second version of this build, your speed, acceleration, and the vertical all have the potential to be hitting the 90s, y'all. It just comes down to how you want to make it. But when it comes down to the shooting stats, not bad at all. Going to be able to definitely shoot mid-range. And then also keep in mind, look at the takeover that we're going to be getting. the slashing, y'all. But it does not end there. We're also going to be able to get that lockdown takeover, shot creating, and then to break ankles, we're getting the playmaking. So whichever of these y'all decide to pick, gonna be completely up to y'all. But if you want to go ahead and get those contact dunks, y'all already know which takeover to pick. I'm telling y'all right now, any of these is going to be a very good option. I would personally pick between the lockdown as well as the playmaking or even the slashing. I'm telling you, this build is going to be very nice. Once it's all said and done and grinded out, this is easily going to be one of the best rare guard builds that you can definitely find. I'm glad I can bring it to y'all. And as y'all can see, we have made the two-way mid-range shooter, y'all. I can honestly say that this is one of my favorite guard builds that I have made this year because of the rare build name, but also everything that goes into it. When it comes down to the rare builds, normally they are not able to get as much as well when it comes to the badge count, but also the stats as compared to more meta builds. That is not the case with this build. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what this build is going to be looking like once we get to 99 overall. So with Gym Rat, our speed's going to be 99, acceleration 98, vertical essentially is going to be an 80. Then when it comes down to the close shot, that's going to be in the 90s with boost. Driving layup and the driving dunk will also be in the 80s with boost as well. Then when it comes down to that mid-range shot, this has the potential to hit the 90s if you are running with a teammate with floor general, buy boost, and then also grind this build out to 99. Then when it comes to the mid-range, this will easily be in the high 80s. So you're going to be able to get that threshold of being able to shoot consistently when it comes to the 3-point. Then when it comes to that free throw, we're actually going to be able to get 99 with boost. At 98 overall, we're going to be able to get the pro dribble moves on this build. Pass accuracy is going to be in the 80s. Perimeter defense is going to be in the high 90s. Same thing with the lateral quickness. We're going to be able to get a 99 steal at 99 overall with boost. And then the defensive rebound is definitely going to be hitting the 80s. So again, I'm sure now y'all can understand why this is easily one of the best rare guard builds. Let's go ahead and get into the badge count now. First, we're going to go ahead and go after the finishing. I'm going to go ahead and put on Relentless Finisher on bronze for the first badge. Second one to go hand in hand with that slashing takeover is definitely going to be Contact Finisher. Like I said, when it comes down to these badges, feel free to go about it how you like and feel comfortable with. I'm just trying to lead y'all in the right direction. That is what I always try to. Now, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. Actually have 11 badges to work with. So the first one that y'all want to go ahead and put on is going to be Quick First Step. Now, from here, there's going to be another one that you definitely want to put on, and that's going to be Handles for Days. These are going to be two key badges that you definitely want to put on. Now, if you're more of a dribbler, go ahead and put on Tight Handles. For these last two badges, you could go with Bailout as well as Unpluckable. If you want to put one of them on silver, feel free to do so. Or you could put both of them on bronze. Another one that I really like is going to be Space Creator. That really works well. Or even Lob City Passer. It really comes down to what you feel comfortable with. But there are so many different setups that you can go with. So now let's go ahead and get into the shooting. This is actually going to be a very exciting category to go after. Because we're going to be able to get the Hall of Fame badges. So as you can see, the first two that you want to put on for any build that can get them. That's going to be Range Extender as well as Hot Zone Hunter. Now, Green Machine is one that a lot of others like. For me, I normally use it on bronze for my main build. From here, if you want to go ahead and change it up, I feel like we should definitely consider Corner Specialist at least on silver. Then you could also consider Catch and Shoot. But if you take it off, go ahead and put on bronze, Green Machine as well as Volume Shooter. Now, for the last badge, you could go with Deadeye on Hall of Fame. I feel like that is going to be a really nice badge to use. So, let's go ahead and get into the very last category, which is going to be the defense. So, we have a lot of badges to work with right here. Actually, the most for this build in this category. So, the one that I want to put on first is going to be Intimidator on Hall of Fame. Second, to pair that up with, is going to be Clamps. Now, I'm going to go with bronze, Chase Down Artist as well as Interceptor, just to unlock those animations when it comes to the steals as well as the chase down blocks. Now, for the last 10, if you want to go ahead and put on Rim Protector, you could go ahead and put it on bronze. I feel like because we are 6'3", putting it on Hall of Fame is not necessary. But if you want to, like I said, go ahead and do it. Another badge that I really like is going to be Lightning Reflexes. Now, A Hall of Fame badge that we all should put on is going to be Defensive Leader, especially if you can get it on this build. Definitely going to help out you, but also your teammates. Now, when it comes down to the very last badge, I feel like Heart Crusher is going to be one of those badges that is going to be nice to use, especially with that 99 steel. So let's go ahead and end it right here. 4, 16, 11, and 20. Thank y'all so much to everybody who clicked on the video. I truly appreciate y'all. I got another video dropping for y'all tomorrow, so you are most definitely not going to want to miss that. So man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. To the RGF family, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. That really helps me out so much. Go ahead and turn on post notifications, and last but definitely not least, be sure to share this video with your family and friends, y'all. Man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.